if you're married and your spouse doesn't know, what's a guy to do or what's a girl to do? So the way I explain this is using a concept called the relationship bank account. I don't know if you've ever heard this concept before, but every relationship has a bank account. So your marriage has a bank account, and there's only two ways that you can transact with the bank account. You deposit or you withdraw. So you buy your wife flowers, you follow through on a commitment, you go out for a date night, you have a really nice conversation. These are all deposits into the relationship bank account. And we all know what a withdrawal is.
Right,
you don't follow through on what you said you were going to do. You say something you weren't supposed to say, you lose your temper, whatever it is. So obviously the goal is to keep a surplus in the relationship bank account. The more of a surplus, the healthier and the stronger the relationship is, and the more it could handle a withdrawal. So when it comes to, you're married, you have this hidden issue behind closed doors your spouse doesn't know about, there's only two ways that it ends. You either confess or you get caught. Both of them are a withdrawal.
Right.
Only one of them's a deposit. So it's hard news for your spouse to hear that you have a struggle. And if they catch you, and unfortunately, this is the story that we hear more than the other, is they got caught. And when you get caught, all the things that you fear, that she's going to be upset, she's going to lose her trust in you, she's going to lose her faith in you, that maybe she'll leave the marriage. These all become very, very likely, or much more likely, when you get caught, because it is such a massive withdrawal. Right. But when you make the decision to confess, you take the initiative to have the conversation. Yes, it's still a withdrawal, but simultaneously it's also a deposit, because you're showing, I care enough about you to come clean with the truth. I care enough about this relationship to not leave this thing hiding or festering any longer. And so that would be my number one piece of advice. You either confess or you get caught, but confessional and taking the high road and being the bigger person in this is always going to have better outcomes, because you're signaling at least a shred of integrity while you still confess all the difficult things or the terrible things that you've done. When you get caught, you just don't get that. There's no degree of integrity in that scenario. And that's when things can get really, really bad. And so for anyone listening, I would never want that for you. I would never want your relationship to reach a breaking point. And the way that you prevent that from happening is by coming clean and taking the first step.
Yeah, that's good. Do you recommend having a counselor, a friend, someone else present when you're having that conversation, or do you have it and then bring someone else in if you need to? How do you address that?
No, definitely. The clinical term is called disclosure. And I think disclosure is really powerful when it's done effectively. So yes, I mean, if we have a client that's working with us and he says, look, I need to have this conversation with my wife, our coaches will guide him through the disclosure process. And we're usually not there for the conversation. If that's something you're looking for, absolutely, get a therapist involved. There's lots of therapists out there who specialize in this kind of stuff in disclosure. I think it's excellent, and the more professional guidance you have along the way, the fewer rookie mistakes that you'll make. And trust me, we've seen guys make a lot of rookie mistakes in this. The conversation can go south real quick, even though you're maybe doing the right thing to confess, like we were talking about a minute ago. So absolutely, gain some professional guidance goes a long way.
That's good.